Bananas are a staple food for many in Uganda, but maintaining high yields remains a challenge for most farmers. Today, we head to Kaisamba Zone, Nyakitokoli Parish in Karangora Sub-County, Kabarore District, where we speak to Rosemary Kabagaya, a widow who has been supported to improve her yields as a model farmer, and Hassan Masireka, Secretary of Kaisamba Twekole Group. This group has been trained by the Ministry of Water and Environment to promote good farming practices for improved yields.
Amabara gange ninyo Rosemary Kabagaya. Nkatandika kutaha mu group enu nkasanga nibegesa nanye nagitahamu. Nkataha mu mwaka gwa 2015. Nayega banyegesa nko kusobola kulinda itaka linu litagenzere mu mpanga tulime mukule enu nuko tukwata itaka linu orwezo lemegenda mu mpanga orwezo likale mbitoke byaitu batwegesa kulime mukura batwegesa kulime ebina na saha zino bino mugaso gwenyihiremu n'ora orugonto rukahindukaho turicyali nko kurukabaruli kala twatema mugo butoke bitayito hati notema mu kitoke kikoto ebinkozere mu ndorerira abana basomere nyombekere mu nenju yange ingiri nkabandi mukupangisa nakora business yange ninkolera bya ebyo kujweka abagole byona birugire mbitoke muno kale nkantamanyiro mugaso gwe bitoke kiki betu binamazire kwege mikule nayetegereza omugaso gwe bitoke kiki kandi nsobora kubahonta bimbesezeho kale nyo bakankoma kuba modofama habo kwe banyegeseze nabigenderaho n'abantu beija barora hano emikura yange nabagenda bakoro wabubu kale ndi nkomwegesa kale mu group yaitu bakankomamo abo kwandi mukazi mwekambi warole emyaka ejo kurangwe mikule cyalemo nebina banyegeseze birimo.
The Kaisamba Group, which has many beneficiaries, attributes its success to good farming practices like mulching and tree planting. These practices have not only conserved the soil but also significantly improved banana yields, boosting household incomes.
For bananas, I think they taught us how to plant the bananas. One, we first capture how they dig the hole. That is the first. So we have two types of the soil that we get, the upper soil and the lower soil. So what we do, they taught us that when you are digging the hole, it is 3 by 3 up. So the upper soil, you put it aside, and the lower side part, the soil, you put it aside. When you are planting, you get the upper soil, that with the loam soil or manure, you first put it in the hole. After putting in the hole, then you put the banana shoot. After putting it, the stem, then you add another black soil. So, for banana, even they told us, the banana to sustain and have a big production or to big quality, one, it must be having water. That's why you find that we have put trenches. Even if it is sunshine, even if it's rainy season, it remains the same. Because we had put some trenches there. Another thing, to make them clean. You can see how the roses place looks like. Even mulching, they taught us how we can put some mulching. We put some manure in our banana plantations. And even during the harvesting, we have the way how we harvest. We don't just cut the shoot at the lower side. We remain almost like this one. If you are harvesting, if this one is the one with the bunch of matoke, after harvesting, you don't cut from down, you cut from here. So that these young ones remain feeding on the mother here. This one is the mother, these are the younger ones. So when you are cutting, you cut from here, so that this one stay almost enjoying on what? On their mother's what? matoke. So after that, that's why even you can see that put some other holes. Those holes, almost that's why we put some manure. Yeah, we have it. Probably like here, there's no beans now. But when there is some beans, that's the way how we control. We cut from up, then you hold the bunch so that it doesn't damage those that are down. After cutting, even you have how the sunshine comes, the direction of the sunshine. When you are cutting, there's a way how you cut so that the sunshine, when it comes, doesn't dry up the shoot very fast. And even we slant it like this, so that when rain comes, it may be having some carbon things that are coming from up. So when it reaches on the stem, when it is almost cut like this, the water will be sloping, going where? Going down instead of being flat, so that the other almost some carbonic things that can be here almost bring some disease to our banana shoots. Probably this, they have helped us in the way that now when we control this, when there are very many, they become almost small, tiny, so they don't be big. So when you control them, you find that now this one almost is soon putting on. When they cut this one will remain when they have reached a certain level, so that they don't have competition for light, they don't have competition for water, because we are getting water, almost tapping water. Another thing, when you give them space, almost it grow when it has all the nutrients instead of competing for nutrients. When that they're having the nutrients all together. So when the stem almost is growing, it grows with what? With all the nutrients. It grows having enough light. It grows almost having enough water after putting trenches, mulching, manure. So when the matoke grows up, it comes all the values, all the necessary environment that they need, so that it can bring what? A big bunch of matoke. When we are to level 2, I talked about competition for nutrients, so for food and light. That's why you can see there are 2 here. Then when they cut this one remains. When you cut this one, another one do what? Remains here, so that they have light, they have enough nutrients, they have enough manure, and observe enough water. On this, almost have different types of mulch that we use. For this side, sometimes we normally use animal wastes, like for pigs, cows, we have goats. So on that, they taught us how to decompose. When you have almost the house for goats, what you do, after almost sweeping, you capture that almost those wastes. We dug a hole. After digging a hole, we put them in that hole. After putting in that hole, then we cover that hole. After covering that hole, then they decompose for like 1 week. Then after 1 week, then you open and you just remove those grasses. After removing those grasses, they will have decomposed. After being decomposed, then by that time it must be having some moisture or some heat. After having some heat, that's when you first open it. After opening it, then you first scatter, so that the other moisture or the other heat that is there first be absorbed. Then after that, you pick. After picking it, then you put in the matoke. But you don't put in the middle of the matoke, because you have the roots. Those roots are the one who observe the what? Water and nutrients. So sometimes you find that you can see how these mulches are. There is a distance. You might put at the stem when it is still hot or having some moisture, so it burns the roots, or it brings other diseases to the matoke. But you just put aside, like you can dig here, then you pour, you put some manure, you dig the other side, you put manure, so you rotate around the what? Around the matoke. After doing that, we have some grasses. I think you'll have some of the grasses that they are using. On the other one, the vetiver grass. Those ones you cut. After cutting, then you just put on the side of the matoke. Those ones helps what? When they decay, it becomes soil. So it brings what? It brings the manure. Sometimes it helps for sunshine. When it's over sunshine, almost heavy sunshine. So it doesn't penetrate up to the soil down, so the soil remains having some water in it. Probably you need, because now we have like a wandering Jew. There's that wandering Jew. Almost sometimes it disturbs our plantations. So for that wandering Jew, what we do, we dug a hole, then we weed, then we dump it there. Because for it, even if you hang it at here, even it cannot decay. It continues doing what? Going. But now weeding almost is, it must be compulsory for someone to weed. Where there is a weed, you pick. Where there is no weed, you just leave it the way it is. Probably now for that, for the spacing, almost the recommendation is 5 meters from one to another. What is the purpose for 5 to 5 meters? One, I talked about light, competition for light. Two, I talked about nutrients like water, observing water. Thirdly, I talked about even competition. After talking about competition, so when you after doing that spacing from one to another, even the manure becomes enough, for the water becomes enough, and even the production, when you are cutting, you don't damage other things, and even it helps you to put more crops like beans. Because when you space from 1 to 5, the remaining place, that's where you can plant your beans, soya bean, you can put the dodo, or you can put a cassava, because you can't spend on what? That's why even you are seeing some yams there, you are seeing some cassava here. So almost find that having a little garden or little land, but everything there for survival. Probably on that, I think one is production. Production will increase from almost the small bunch to a big bunch. Two, even in the market, instead of selling 2,000, you earn 20, 30. Probably nowadays, I think now, a big bunch of banana now, it is at 30,000. But the previous time, almost before I started this intervention, the biggest one we could have got, we could have been selling them at 5,000, the small one 2,000. But nowadays, the small ones are 10,000, the biggest one is in 30, 35,000. Probably the level where we are now, I think, when I talk about it, as I talk now, we have bought a land where we want to build our offices. Secondly, we want to have a circle, to make a circle. We are in the process of having a circle, because we have trained more other youth groups on the ground to practice the same. And I think what we are doing. So as I talk now, at least we are in 80% at least learn how we were before getting these interventions. Because as I talk now, I'm among the beneficiaries who have achieved under these interventions that we went through. Probably one, me, I was a journalist by profession. So by being a journalist by profession, after getting these skills, Jesse come and picked me from the group. They gone and taught me how to do beekeeping, apiculture. As I talk now, I have 126 colonized beehives, and at least quarterly, I'm earning 2.5. Secondly, I've almost achieved almost other partners who are coming in, engaging me in other areas. Like we have these people for Excel Hot Concert in Imbarara. They found us in the group. They picked me from the group coordinating the youth, how they can support the youth in other areas like in production, marketing, access to market savings. So now I'm coordinating Kabarole for all the youth that are here.
Proper management of banana garden is essential for farmers seeking improved yields. In addition, good harvesting techniques play a key role in controlling diseases like banana bacterial wilt, which remains a major threat to farmers across the country. Basereka shares how their group has overcome initial challenges.
Almost those wilts that are there affecting most of the farmers, but for us during that training, we are taught how we can overcome them. Other they can be wind dispersal, other they can be brought by rain, other can be brought by neighbors by sharing other tools to use like pangas, hose. But for us, they taught us that if you have your equipment to use, it is better use them alone After using them, you go and put them on fire, or you bought a jig, then you wash the pangas very well.
Which disease is that is more threatening to banana farmers?
Probably banana wilt is the most disease that almost affecting us. But for us, we have tried to overcome it almost during the harvesting. Like how you can see this shoot how it is. This mama almost didn't cut it very well, because when you cut it when it is straight like this, when almost the bacteria comes, then they get a chance of almost building around here. They stay here for long, then they go down, then they affect the whole system. But when you are cutting, it might be slanting. I think you can see how I've cut this. So when rain comes, when it drops here, it goes down. So now almost the bacteria doesn't have a chance of staying here or having their home area here. So when it reaches here, it drops down. After going down, then they die after not being observed by the what? By the stem. So that's the way how we cut. And this one we leave it so that the young one feeds on the mother's shoot. So that's how we have tried to overcome these challenges of banana wilt. Another thing being almost clean or doing several weedings so that they don't get a chance of where they can be hiding from. And when you observe that, almost that disease that have just attacked your banana, what you do, you uproot the whole shoot. If this one has been affected, you uproot all. After uprooting all, you get the ash. After getting ash, you put wandering Jew, then you mix. After mixing, you come and pour where it is, then it kills all those bacteria. So that now with the time you come and dig another hole, you put another good shoot or stem.
We are told that a banana, when it comes, after flowering, you're supposed to remove that. What are you preventing?
Probably when we remove it, now like this one, I think we are having a look at it. Some of them, they can be transferred almost using the bees because they're looking for nectar. It may go to a neighbor, almost having the bacteria with. So it comes to yours, almost bring the what? The disease. And the bees almost need some flowering like these ones. But when you cut it, so the bees doesn't have a chance of bringing the disease from a neighbor to your matoke.
At which stage is the farm supposed to do that?
Probably for us, we normally count some bunches and we see if they're still potting on or not potting on. Now at this level, I think the mama can cut this. Because you can see the last one is very small, so it means it's no longer putting more branches. So it's supposed to cut this to overcome that disease. Yeah, probably you trim them. You can see this one, how they are yellowish. Probably we do that to avoid some bacteria getting a chance of staying there or building there. And even it helps almost during wind, so that when wind comes, it gets a chance to pass through, so that it doesn't throw the banana down. Yes, and even the growth, you can see here now this one, almost you find that if there are very many, the light can't penetrate to come and almost be observed by the branches. Because even they need light, even for pollination, even you need light. So when there are very many there, so light doesn't go through there. That's why we trim so that the light and wind go through. Probably what I want to tell the entire community or other people, sometimes we have challenges, me like the youth, we have challenges of looking for jobs in the government. We need jobs, we need what. But if we can sustain such programs, we can have self-employed without even going to other areas looking for jobs. As I've told you, now I'm earning money when I'm almost settled. I'm protecting the environment because I'm a pollinator now for all the crops in Uganda. So secondly, I'm earning money. Thirdly, almost at least I can say that at least I've tried to buy some land for myself instead of begging from my parents that I want to where I can build. I want maybe a trouser or I want a shirt. I'm no longer requesting for that.
That brings us to the end of today's program of Farm Matters. We hope you've enjoyed learning about proper banana garden management and disease control as shared by model farmer Rosemary Kabagaya and Hassan Masereka of Kaisamba Twekole Group in Kabarore District.